Welcome again to Ask Dr. Maisha, where we're creating pathways for peace of mind. This week's question is from Juan S. And he says, provide an unbiased view on the pros and cons of getting a flu shot. What a great topic, Juan. And thank you for that question. Well, there are lots of pros and cons to getting the flu shot, and just by nature of me being a human being, I cannot provide an unbiased view, but I will provide the pros and cons, a couple of pros and a couple of cons of taking the flu shot. So first of all, here's a pro. If you have someone in your household who has a depressed immune system, such as a child with very severe asthma, an elderly person, a person who has a lung disease such as lupus, or that's not what I want to say, such as sarcoidosis, or other autoimmune disorder that actually depresses the immune system, someone who has cancer or is in treatment for cancer, getting chemotherapy, or someone who is HIV positive and maybe suffering from the end stages of AIDS, something like that, it actually is best for you to get the flu shot, you as a person who might be in the household with that person. Because if you were to contract the flu and be as contagious as you were, you could potentially transmit that flu to this person, and the flu vaccine, and the flu in people with a depressed immune system actually is much worse than with people. Hold on, let me just say that again. And the effects of the flu in a person with a depressed immune system are much worse than the effects of the flu in a person with a healthy immune system. In fact, the flu can actually cause pneumonia and death in someone who is susceptible. So you can think about getting the flu shot if you have someone with a compromised immune system in your home. That's a pro. Now, one of the cons of getting the flu shot is typically the flu vaccine is for influenza A and B. Well, the problem here is there are multiple strains of influenza out there, and you could get the influenza vaccine for the flu A and B, which typically are the most common, and then still be exposed to influenza D, E, F, you name it down the alphabet, and it not have protected you at all. So that's one reason, or one con to getting the flu vaccine, is you could just get a vaccine and it not really help you. Now, I'm going to say another con, because in addition to getting a vaccine that doesn't help you, another con to getting the flu vaccine is the amount of preservatives and ingredients that are in the vaccine itself outside of the killed virus. So first of all, who wants to put a dead virus in their body? That's the first thing. But second of all, compounds like thimerosal and formaldehyde and egg proteins, these are things that are also preservatives inside of the flu vaccine. So of course, if you are allergic, you absolutely should not be taking the flu vaccine, but you want to consider these are the types of things that are also going in your body in addition to a dead virus, or components of a dead virus. Another pro, however, to taking the flu vaccine is when the flu vaccine does work, you're contributing to preventing an epidemic of the flu, like we had back in, I believe it was 2004. That was when I got out of residency. I'm dating myself here. And during that epidemic, there were many people who got pneumonia and who even died from the flu. So in getting the flu vaccine, you could be helping to prevent an epidemic. Now, whether or not you get the flu vaccine, that's totally your choice. You have to make an informed decision. So I do encourage you to continue to do your research and ask your doctor or your holistic doc, your integrative doc about it. But here are some things you can do regardless of whether or not you get the flu vaccine to prevent the flu naturally. The first is the most obvious, and it is also the most important, and that is wash your hands. We often are coming in contact with several objects and people throughout the day, so it would be prudent to wash your hands. And there have been some studies that show that those alcohol gels that we use are not as effective as good old soap and water. So how do you wash your hands? You you wet your hands first, then you put the soap on it, and you lather your hands up. And how long should you do it? About as long as it takes you to sing, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Then rinse your hands off, dry them off, and if you're in a bathroom or going to have to touch a door, just keep the tissue in your hand and wipe the door as you go off. And that way you're actually preventing a little bit of spread to the next person. A second thing you can do is cover your mouth when you cough and sneeze. That's another obvious thing, because when you cough and sneeze, particles of saliva and mucus come out of your mouth and nose. Gross, I know, but they can spread this virus to the people around you, even if they're not right in your face. The third is you can give your immune system a boost, and there are several ways to do that. You can get some vitamin C, keep the vitamin C in your house, and take at least 1,000 a day, and then if you feel the slightest bit of sniffles, then you can bump it up to 5,000 to 10,000 a day. Now I know that sounds a lot, but there's no overdosing in vitamin C. The other supplement that you can pick up over the counter is one of my favorite. It's by Bury Treasure, and it's called Acute Cold and Flu Formula, or ACF. You can either go to www.iherb.com to pick this up, or your local vitamin shop, or Whole Foods to pick this up. This has a great combination of herbs and nutrition that boost your immune system and fight off the flu completely. So the first sign of sniffles or sore throat or achiness, go ahead and take this on a regular basis. I recommend stocking this, the ACF, and the children's version in your pantry right at the beginning of flu season. And finally, if you do come down with the flu, there are some things that you can do to kill that flu virus faster. One of those things is the unsung hero, ginger. What I recommend is, in addition to taking your 5,000 of vitamin C and your acute cold and flu formula, buy a raw ginger root, peel it, blend it, and boil it, and drink ginger tea. Ginger has been proven to be an excellent antiviral. So stock your pantry with ACF, stock your refrigerator with ginger, and go make sure you get some vitamin C, and make sure you have vitamin C and you're taking that on a regular basis, and that will boost your immune system. And furthermore, wash your hands and cover your mouth. I want to thank Juan again for posing such a relevant topic this time of year. And remember, you're with Dr. Maisha, and we're here creating your wellness blueprint. To learn more about this topic, or to learn how to create your own wellness blueprint, stop stress, and find peace of mind, go to www.create-your-blueprint.com, and you can download your free copy of Life on Your Terms, Pathways to Peace of Mind, a guide to eliminating stress. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Namaste.